In this episode, I invite you to immerse yourself in the shades of a place where time seems suspended and every corner tells a story. A jewel nestled between crystalline waters and sun-kissed hills, enchanting with its timeless grace. Throughout this explorative journey, we will dedicate ourselves to discovering the unique experiences that Cagliari has to offer. We will have the opportunity to delight in refined traditional culinary pleasures and indulge in the enchantment of its breathtaking beaches. Welcome to the southern part of Sardinia. I started my journey at Peretola Airport in Florence. Normally Italians go to Sardinia by ferry so they can take their car, but I opted for a flight as it was cheap and because I hate driving and I'm not bothered by the public transportation. In less than an hour I was in Cagliari. The ride from the airport to the city center, it's only 7 minutes by train and it costs only €1.30. I know, it's unbelievable. I opted for a hotel near to the train station and near to the city center, as I wanted to explore the city by foot and to have easy access to my hotel. It was more expensive, but was well worth it, as it saved me time and energy so I could enjoy the city and the surroundings more. Unfortunately, the first 2 days there was a strong wind called il maestrale, so I was struggling to film. Nevertheless, here are the attractions I managed to see. Visiting the Archdiocese di Cagliari offers a captivating journey into the heart of Sardinia's rich cultural and spiritual heritage. It boasts awe-inspiring architecture that spans centuries. From majestic facades to intricate details, the structure is a testament to the craftsmanship of bygone eras. The Archdiocese is not just a place of worship, it's a repository of cultural heritage. Exploring its hall allows you to discover artifacts, art, and symbols that represent the historical and cultural identity of Sardinia. I take advantage of the fact that it's not windy in this particular second just to say that I feel alive, I feel happy, I feel blessed, and I feel grateful. And yeah, I'm very happy. Nestled in the historic core of Cagliari, the bastion of Saint-Rémy derives its name from the first Piemontese viceroy, the Baron of Saint-Rémy. Formerly the primary stronghold of the Sardinian capital, it has transformed into a popular tourist destination and one of the most appreciated art galleries, captivating visitors from Cagliari and beyond with its rich history and cultural significance. For those seeking ease, an elevator conveniently located about 100 meters along Viale Regina Elena and operational 24/7 at no cost, offers access to the stunning terrace, adorned with benches and palm trees, providing a breathtaking panoramic view. Don't forget to indulge in the romantic sunset before descending to the Marina Quarter for a delightful dinner. The Elephant Tower, named after the small elephant, contemporary with the building, placed on a shelf on one side of the structure, was built in 1307 by the architect Giovanni Capula on the orders of the Pisan rulers. It is one of the most beautiful and beloved monuments in Cagliari and has recently been renovated and reopened. It was constructed with limestone from the quarries of Bonaria and also with part of the blocks from the Roman amphitheater. Many structures in Castello were built with reused materials, including the walls, towers, and even the cathedral. I was keen to include a museum as well on my list. My choice was Clemente Susini's Wax Anatomical Models Museum. This museum is different from anything you've seen before and it's well worth a visit. This ritual museum is located right on the Cittadella dei Musei, Museum's Citadel, and presents a small but very impressive collection of anatomical wax models from the 19th century. The models shown are so well done that it looks like you are looking at some fresh pieces of corpses. It has a Halloween vibe for sure.
Welcome on board. Good evening. I am Elisabetta and Checkpoint. This is my information. You can get to know better Cagliari. Bonjour, bienvenue à bord. Je m'appelle Elisabetta et j'espère qu'avec mes informations, vous pouvez bien connaître la ville.
A charming and unique way to explore Cagliari and its beauties is to take a guided tour with a tourist train that crosses the city. The Trenino Cagliaritano is the only one that winds through the ancient streets of the medieval district of Castello. It costs €10 and it departs from Piazza Carmine. This ride is suitable when you are tired but you do not want to stop exploring. The place I want to show you next could be classed as an attraction or included in the food section. Either way, do not miss it if you ever come to Cagliari. It's clear to me that I cannot be in Cagliari and not go and explore the biggest closed market in Italy and the second largest in Europe. I'm so excited, so let's go and see some good food inside. When I travel, I love to visit markets. I feel that my trips wouldn't be complete without a stop at the local market. And I'm never disappointed. No matter what they have there, it's definitely something that the locals enjoy eating, and that's enough to make me curious. Even if this market wasn't as big as I expected, it was a fun visit and helped me learn more about local products. Plus, the things I bought were absolutely delicious. My mouth is still watering thinking about them.
Qualcos'altro?
No, basta. I'll be honest, my main interest are the pastries. I'm curious about the pastries. I see lots of fruits. I see cheese, I see meat, yeah, vegetables. That's more or less what's about it here. And people looking at me, obviously. Eccolo! Buongiorno!
Buongiorno,
Cosa mi sa dire?
di dove lei?
Io? Di Firenze?
Ah, io sono di Cagliari.
Di Cagliari?
Sì.
Sì? Allora ho fatto bene a venire qui al
Sì.
mercato?
Io sono Kawasaki 1200.
Sì?
Sì,
Piacere di conoscerlo.
Roberto,
Roberto, piacere.
Robertino.
Robertino. Bene.
Hai visto cosa si fa per lavorare? Però si vede, è un bel viso.
Grazie. He was saying that I have a pretty face to do this. No, I was saying about the cheese. I came to the market to buy pecorino cheese, but I thought it's just one type. Instead, he was telling me that's much more than one type of cheese. Like pecorino kind of splits in many types of cheese, which I didn't know. Yeah. So let's see what exactly is he saying. Andrea,
Ciao, sì.
cioè cosa mi sa dire del
Allora, i
pecorino
pecorini ce ne
sardo?
sono tanti tipi perché qua in Sardegna lavoriamo lavoriamo soprattutto latte di pecora e dunque molti pastori fanno un pecorino fresco, un pecorino semistagionato e un pecorino molto stagionato, dunque i pecorini sono tantissimi, anche dipende dal territorio, dal nord Sardegna al centro Sardegna al sud Sardegna.
Ah, ok. E cosa mi raccomanda? Cioè, dato che io voglio assaggiare un tipo, qual è che lo dovrei prendere?
Un tipo semistagionato che ha
Semi-
5-6 mesi di stagionatura, che dal più leggero è un intermedio, dal più leggero a quello più stagionato, un intermedio, però è quello che si mangia meglio, lo puoi mangiare come antipasto, come secondo, lo puoi mangiare in un'insalata, in tanti modi. Vi faccio assaggiare questo che è un intermedio.
Perfetto.
Qua siamo al Olzai, un paesino al centro della Sardegna.
Ah, quello...
Questo è fatto con latte crudo, cioè il latte crudo non viene pastorizzato, quindi loro lo fanno con latte crudo e poi col caglio vegetale, cioè coagulante del latte. Non è animale, che di solito è animale, questo è vegetale.
Ah,
È
ok.
particolarissimo.
Sei un simpaticone,
Grazie mille Andrea, sei stato gentilissimo.
Grazie a te per la visita, mi ha fatto molto piacere conoscerti. Ci troviamo al mercato di San Benedetto a Cagliari al box 194 e noi siamo i Cherchi.
I was interviewing Andrea and then I see someone else coming, so I have competition. So I have someone here very interesting. She's doing a show on cooking, is it? On cooking. You speak English, yeah? Yeah.
Ah, ok, devo parlare in inglese? Oddio, panico, paura. No.
Sì?
Sì, un po' di
Preferisci?
paura, però così.
Ah. Okay, so we'll talk in Italian, but I'll make the subtitles afterwards. Allora, lei c'ha un canale, no, lei è sulla, anzi la lasciamo parlare a lei, ecco, perché
Sono parecchio imbarazzata perché di solito sono io dall'altra parte,
Ecco.
dell'obiettivo. Io racconto tutto quello che è il mondo dell'enogastronomia in Sardegna, non solo perché lo faccio anche in tutta Italia. Questo è il mercato di San Benedetto, che è un po' il regno proprio del cibo a Cagliari, ma anche in Sardegna. E non so se Andrea ti ha detto che questo è il mercato ortofrutticolo di carne e di pesce al coperto più grande d'Europa.
sì, avevo visto,
quindi.
sì. E quindi quando intervisti le persone, che cosa vuoi sapere? Hai tipo delle ricette e poi parli dei...
Nei mercati cerco di capire come vanno gli andamenti dei prezzi, quindi di tutto il settore agroalimentare, poi mi sposto in ristorante
per vedere cosa cucinano gli chef dei ristoranti sardi.
Wow, che bello! E assaggi anche o solo, cioè, guardi la preparazione?
Assaggio anche! Soprattutto!
Ma no, dai, no, era per dire, cioè, non volevo.
No, lo dico da sola. No.
E dov'è che ti vedono le persone, insomma?
Su Videolino.
Su?
Videolino.it o Videolina sulla
Ah, quindi è
digitale
un
senza satellite.
sito, vero?
No, è una televisione, la prima televisione regionale della Sardegna.
Ah, ecco, grazie, vedi che io sono proprio non sarda, quindi faccio domande anche un po' stupidine, ecco. What's special about this meat is that horse meat. And I was like, no, horse meat. I mean, I tried many years ago, but I wouldn't try it anymore. I'm like, nah. No, cioè, nel senso, fa senso mangiare cavalli.
No, maiale fa senso.
Ah. No, allora, dicevo, io ho assaggiato tempo fa.
Carne sana questa,
Sì, però mi fa pena per i cavalli.
Anche a me fa pena, però,
Ci fanno pena anche i maiali alla fine.
Tutto fa pena.
Bravo.
Anche il coniglio, la gallina.
Bravo.
Queste
È
sono-
che è sempre così, è una cosa.
Queste sono hamburger.
Hamburger di
Cavallo.
cavallo, horse meatballs.
Le vedi? Vuoi vedere come li faccio?
Sì, sì.
Dopo li schiacciamo.
Ah.
Vieni. Stai facendo filmini?
Sì, sì.
Vieni.
Ah, ma guardate. That's a horse hamburger. He was telling me that the horse meat is very popular in Sardinia. I had some in Emilia-Romagna, but many years ago. But it seems like here is popular. It seems like, well. Ma fa bene, così si fa un po' di pubblicità al business.
Ci sono 50 anni qua.
Ah.
Mica. Più pubblicità di così. È che adesso c'è un pochino di crisi, ma diversamente
Oddio, crisi! Boh.
certo.
C'è un po' di crisi.
molta.
Ma turisti avete, no?
Ah.
Turisti, però
Sì, no, ma
cioè
io
la
parlo a
carne
livello-
è appunto
a livello
locale.
alimentare.
Sì, perché
È da tutte le parti, non è solo qua,
Sì.
anche nei market, in tutte le cittadine, anche nelle zone balneari, dove c'è il mare. Non è che ci sia quell'afflusso di gente.
Ah.
Poi adesso magari a settembre la gente comincia ad andare via.
sì. E quello? Sì, sì, sì.
Ah, quella lingua.
E poi uno di questo qua.
Questa? Qual è l'altro? Basta così?
Sì. So I'm extremely satisfied with my market experience. It was so fun. People were friendly. I get to interview some. I bought so many things that I cannot wait to try. I think I'll try them on the beach, some of them in my hotel room. Oh my god, I'm so excited! It was so fun! Oh my god, here I have the pecorino sardo. I cannot wait to try it. Yummy, yummy. Mmm. 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 Wow. Mmm. Wow, honestly, wow. Mmm. Wow. 10 out of 10. Amazing. Awesome. So now I quickly want to try the sweets, but just a taste, a little taste. So we start with this one, the black one. I have no clue what's inside, absolutely no clue, and I don't even want to know. I just want to try.
Wow. Wow, such a unique taste. I will have to Google the recipe of this to understand what is this. I want it to be a surprise, so I have no clue what's inside. But it's, wow, it's so unique. It's such a unique taste. I love it. I'm happy that I bought it.
Sardinian recipes have ancient origins and are rooted in pastoral, peasant and seafaring traditions. Rich, genuine and diverse, Sardinian cuisine is considered part of the Mediterranean diet, a nutritional model proclaimed in 2010 by UNESCO among the oral and intangible heritage of humanity. It ranges from roasted meat to bread, from cheese to seafood, with great wines and spirits. It makes use of simple ingredients and recipes that come from the encounter of different Mediterranean cultures, marking the history of the island surrounded by one of the most beautiful seas in the world and the sense of wild and unspoiled nature.
I have finally stopped in a restaurant. I walked a bit around to see what do I want, just to make an idea about the dishes. What I want to say is that I love when I'm in a place, you know, where you need to Google the food because you don't know what's that, you know. So that for me is really exciting. So I had to kind of Google a few dishes, and I've decided to go for something that's called gnocchetti alla campidanese, and it has inside gnocchetti, which is pasta made out of potatoes, and then it has tomatoes, it has garlic, it has sausage, has onion, and that's something that's traditional from Sardinia, obviously. So this is the first dish I'm trying here in Sardinia. I'm extremely excited. For starter, they give me some bread like this, which is really tasty, has some oil on, really, really lovely. Yummy, yummy. Let's taste. It's definitely a yes from me. I love it. I love it. I love it. Really good. This restaurant is slightly cheaper than the other ones I've seen, you know, on the streets. And I was afraid that maybe I won't like the food, you know, being cheaper, you say, oh, maybe the food is not good. But based on my personal taste, it was fine. I liked it. Really good.
Good morning. I look so tired because I am. Every time I'm on holiday, I get so tired. I'm going to have breakfast now. I'm in mood for something very sweet. I found the place yesterday online. I was browsing while I was on the beach, and I discovered this place which promises a lot. So I'm curious to see if it's really a cool discovery or not.
Vegani al cioccolato, i croissant a forma di cubo, che sono cioccolato, lotus e caramello, mascarpone e lampone.
Questo è croissant a forma di cubetto, sì. Ma è uguale, cioè è grande come quello o di
Sì,
grande?
no, è proprio un croissant fatto a forma di cubo e farcito col cioccolato, lotus e caramello, mascarpone e lampone.
Bello, interessante quello col caramello sopra.
Vedete il biscottino lotus?
Okay, so there's plenty of choice. Is exactly what I was hoping to find. So many things, so I decided to try 3 different things. They look amazing. I'm just curious how they taste, because obviously that's important as well. Ooh, so exciting.
Sì, sì. Lascia il cappuccino e il croissant.
It's finally tasting time. I'll taste from each of them and then tell you what I think. This is the sneaker one. I'll just taste it. Wow, I love it. Wow, it's like eating a cake, a sneaker cake. It's like Snickers, but in a cake version. It's amazing. So if you love Snickers, you would love this. Oh yeah, baby. Mama loves sweets. I'll go to the next one. Let's try this one. This basically is a normal croissant, but in kind of square shape. I like this idea. It's a croissant, it's a normal croissant, only that has caramel on top, and it's obviously square. Not sure how to eat this, but eventually I'll manage. Well, if you love croissant and if you love caramel, you will definitely love this. Yummy. And the third one, this is a tiramisu, but like not regular tiramisu, made with caramel again. So everything based on caramel. I love caramel, what can I tell you? So let's try the tiramisu based on caramel, so it's not a regular one. And again, top notch. Wow, I love it so much. So much sugar today for me. Oh my god, I need to be on a diet for the next month. Yes, I know it's a lot, but I wanted to try, even that I'm only here once. I just wanted to try everything. Love it.
So altogether I paid €13.40, which is $1.40 for the cappuccino, for the croissant $2.50, and then for the tiramisu $4.50, and then $5 for the sneaker cake. So this is the price. Not cheap, definitely, but it's yummy. I must say it's yummy.
Mi sto riprendendo.
Si sentono le voci?
Si sentono. Grazie. Tonight I'm trying a different kind of restaurant. The food is traditional, even more traditional than yesterday. But the design of the place, the design of the restaurant, it's very kind of elegant, chic. But the food seems to be very traditional and very weird for me. I'm not used with this kind of mixture of ingredients. So I'm extremely curious, because I think this is one of the strangest things, weird things I've ever eaten in my life. I think this is Sardinian bread, very traditional. Really, really, really good. If you come here, you must try it. This one I'm not sure. I think could be still something traditional, but I'm not sure. It's still yummy as well, but this is even better. The pasta is filled with potatoes and mint, and you cannot really feel the mint. It's like all the flavors are mixed up. You don't feel that there is mint. I was trying to identify the taste, but I can't. But they are extremely, extremely, extremely good. Love them. This is called sorbetto al limone. This is kind of traditional in Italy. You can find it anywhere. So, you know, after you eat, it's nice to have. It's almost like ice cream, but it tastes very much like lemon, obviously. It has a high concentration of lemon. It's really good. Sardinia is not only sea, we know it, but what a sea and what beaches it has.
The island is one of the largest in the Mediterranean, and besides the incredible culture and tradition it preserves year-round, in the summer it cannot be denied that it attracts travelers and visitors from all around the world precisely for its coastline. There are truly spectacular beaches all around the island, and I will mention my favorites. Cagliari has its own beach called Il Poetto, so if one day you want things simple and easy, that could be an option.
If we head east from Cagliari, we find Mare Pintau.
The colors of the sea here are exquisite, but unfortunately when I went there it was windy, so I couldn't enjoy it too much. Keep going and you get to Porto Giunco in an area called Villa Simius. I loved this beach. I rented a beach bed with 15 euros and walked up to the old fortress on the hill. It takes around 20 minutes to get there, but the views are worth the effort.
After climbing at Christ the Redeemer in Rio de Janeiro, and after going to the second monastery at Petra in Jordan, oh my god, that one. This was literally a piece of cake. The only problem is that it's very windy and I'm afraid to fly the drone. It's too windy here. It's a bit risky if I fly the drone from here. Probably I'll skip.
Porto Giunco is not far at all from Punta Molentis, so if you are in the area, you should go there as well. If you use public transportation like I did, you won't be able to do both in one day, but if you have a car, it's easy to move from one to another one. If you keep going east, you will eventually reach Costa Rey, which is pretty popular amongst tourists.
If we head west, we will eventually reach Chia, an area that hosts a beach called Su Giudeo. Everyone seems to appreciate this beach, and no wonder, it's truly unique. I loved a lot the golden color of the sand. It looks like it was made out of gold particles. Beautiful. And the sea was crystal clear.
can walk to a beach called Cala Cipolla, which is smaller and very cozy. You would have to cross a hill, so make sure you are fit and have good shoes. It's not impossible to get there though. In about 20-30 minutes you should be there. The last but not least on my list is Tuereda. This is arguably the most famous beach around Cagliari, 11 minutes west by car from Sugiudeu. It's a small beach, so in summer only a limited number of people can go in on a first-come, first-served basis. And if you want to go to a private beach in Tuereda, you would have to book in advance.
Okay, so this is my last day. I'm going home tomorrow. You know, at the end of the day, I'm happy to go home after a lovely holiday because I love my life. I love Florence. I love what I do. I'm blessed to say that I have a life that I love. So it's always nice to go home, as it was nice to be here in Sardinia. It was amazing. The food, the city, the sea, everything perfect. So I highly recommend you to come here. As you can see, it's absolutely fabulous. It was a delight for me to make this video. And thank you so much to everyone for watching. I'm assuming it's a long video, but thank you so much for your patience and for watching. And I shall see you guys on my next episode. I'm going because I want to swim now and I don't want you to see me all covered in salt, because here, after you go in the water and it dries, all the salt remains on you because it's very salty. So because I don't want you to see me like that, I'll just end the video here. And I shall see you next time, guys. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
All this being said, no matter what beach you choose, you can go wrong. The sea on this island is astonishing, tropical-like, and I am sure that you won't regret for choosing Sardinia or Sardegna as your holiday destination. See you soon and thank you for watching.